Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, everyone. Taylor Moments Live. This is a scheduled event. I made the appointment last week, and so I'm here at 7 p.m., just shy of 1 minute. On time. That's pretty cool. Now, I'm wondering whether or not I should just add the TikTok people right away since I told them 7 p.m. too. You know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's go live everywhere at the same time. But thanks for being here. This is Taylor Moments Live. I'm your host and captain, Ayman. This is the Homies podcast where we talk about anything and everything. I still don't know the direction of this podcast or the content or where it's going or whatever, but kind of just like flying the plane while building it. So we'll see how that goes. It's going okay, I guess. Like Instagram has been, I don't know, a little weird lately, but I'm trying to get back into it after being basically taking a 2 month break from this content stuff and putting myself out here. I'm really getting back into it, and it's kind of like I now know the plan. It's just like sometimes you just got to reset. That's what I needed to do, and now it's just like, all right. I feel the motivation. Let's do it. Hey guys. Welcome to Taylor Moments Live. Some of you might have seen my face, maybe at least once. It's crazy, like with these social media posts, more people have probably seen my face than like your local news reporter, which is crazy to think about. Lily, Noah, hey, thanks for the likes. Thanks for the likes. Mark, of course, what's up? Thanks for the like. Appreciate it. All right, so the way this works, this isn't a debate. I don't bring on people who haven't been on before on the podcast or whatever, but this is an open conversation. We talk about anything and everything. It's hard to describe. People, they'll watch this for hours and there's no topic. The conversation really does go everywhere. And you just kind of have to experience it. It's one of those like, you only know it until you experience it yourself. So that's what this is. But if you have any thoughts or anything that's on your mind or personal issues that maybe we can help you with as a crowd, this isn't a place of conflict. Okay, like I know one of the these creators on TikTok, the easiest way to get people engaged in your content is to like choose sides, basically appeal to people's anger. And so that's why you see a bunch of debate stuff. And they're usually stupid ones like, convince me Jesus is real. Obviously real. Obviously. That's why they keep talking about him. That's why they keep mocking him. But whatever. We don't got to go there. But I'm just saying, like, all the stupid debates you see on TikTok, that's why they do it. It's not because anyone's trying to convince anyone of anything. It literally is audience growth. That's all it is. And then you realize, like, oh, these guys are just lazy because they can't think of anything else, something more like unifying. So it is what it is. But here we don't do that. Here you'll find like there is a spectrum across a very wide spectrum in a lot of categories. One, political, ideological is another one. Age, there's a huge gap. There's a range of people who seem to like this. I can't quite describe what the personality type is yet, but I think rebel is a good one. Is a good word for that. But Black Jesus is back. What's up, man? Oh yeah, and there's a lot of regulars too. If you're new here, you just got to spend time here, and then you'll know what's up. Cassandra Walker, what's up? I have some topics prepared, but if you guys have anything, feel free to put it in the chat. Try to keep it civil. We're all just trying to like have a good time on a Sunday at 7 p.m. On time, on time. Uh, I've been getting into like manufacturing a lot lately, specifically since I like make my own product that I sell to people. And it's actually been working out, which is crazy to think about. If you guys want to talk about that, I have some pretty radical ideas on how to bring manufacturing back to America. And I'm testing it out with my own life, essentially. So we could talk about it if you guys want to know. Recently got one of these Bamboo Lab 3D printers you've been seeing on TikTok. And yeah, it's crazy how far this technology's gone because I used to have a 3D printer back in the day. Spent a lot of money on that. Now you can get one for $200 and it can print things like this. Look at this. It's almost as good as a resin printer. And this is filament. It's crazy how good this technology has become. So I can see one day in the future like having something. Obviously, there's still a little setup time. There's a little you have to know, so it's not quite ready for mainstream adoption. But come on, imagine making your own chess set, custom designed or whatever. I've been using 3D printers to make tools. So I have these like the wallets I sell have these metal corners that have to be crimped, and so I use this to like put the metal corner in, and then these were 3D printed specifically for this. And so like it saved a bunch of time in the manufacturing of these things, and orders are starting to come in. So it's just like making it in my little micro factory, and that's my idea behind how to bring manufacturing back to America. Not for the sake of just simply doing it, but I think it's more efficient and better for consumers too, that things are produced closer to them. What do you use to shave your head? One of those Amazon disposable head type razors, and shaving cream. It's pretty simple. Yeah, you don't need to spend a lot of money on these like 15 blade type stuff. Like it's all way too extra. And even with disposable razors, got a clean cut. I mean, yeah, I've been doing it for years, so I kind of got really good at being able to do it. And then there's just follow the grain of your hair. I've gone against it before. You get a closer shave, but you also risk cutting yourself. And so just shave more often. Every 3 days is about good for me from the rate of my hair growth. Matt Carpenter, what's up, man? Good to see you too. I've been seeing you in the yeah. It's good to see you, man. So yeah, that's what I would say for shaving. And if you're a bald guy, like, or you're going bald, learn to accept it. Like, I don't know. You know, you see all these social media posts of like going to Turkey for a hair transplant. I'm just like, it's like a BBL, guys. It's like, it's too extreme that you're going for, I think it's cosmetic surgery. I think it's classified as cosmetic surgery. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems too extreme. What's up, Barack Obama? But actually not, but actually black, not Muslim. It's funny. I grew up Muslim. I'm Christian now, but I grew up Muslim. So yeah, my name is Ayman, dude. You think Barack Obama was Muslim? I don't think so, dude. I think he was Satanist. No, he worships himself. He worships himself. I think yeah. Man. I really don't want to get into politics so early, but it's kind of hilarious that we have Obama 2.0 female edition. It's this, you know what? This is the reason why I have this rule, no politics, because it's like it's gotten really stupid at this point. Extreme and stupid. And it's a terrible combination to have the political landscape become extreme and stupid at the same time. So, yeah, Daddy, it's funny. Man, I don't know. I don't really have. I'm not political anymore. I realize like it just leads people down these like miserable paths of hating first other people and then hating the world, or at least our society and our government. Well, I mean, I can understand hating government. There isn't really much to admire about it, but like it's not good for your mental getting too involved in this stuff. And then obviously all you'll ever see is negative stuff. So I just want Harris gone. I don't know. I think it would be, I don't know. This is a radical idea, but I think it'd be interesting if you had like the primary be one party and then the secondary be Trump all day. You know what's funny that you say that? I used to be, like I said, I used to be really into politics. Back in 2016, obviously, I was on the Trump train. I still am, I guess, but like in spirit, not actually writing it. I'm like, whatever. But I got so into it, in fact, that I was like, ooh, remember when Kanye went to the White House and met Trump and he was talking about the MAGA hat and everything and the problem people had with it? And so he's like, and then he went on SNL and then he's like, people thought I was in the sunken place, but then I put my Superman cape on, and Superman's his favorite superhero, whatever. And what and the cape he was referring to was his MAGA hat that he put on SNL, right? And so I was like, and he did mention also that black people have a problem with the again part. Make America great again. The again part is the offensive part because it's like, what do you mean? Do you mean slavery or whatever? You know? And so like it just dropped the A. And so it got me thinking like Superman cape, MAGA, but without the A. I was like, what if there was a logo or some sort of design that could be put on a hat that's kind of like a reference to that Superman thing? And so I actually made one. And the way I made it, this is a leather patch. I put it on a beanie, a red beanie, because it was like winter or whatever, and I made it for myself. This was before I had a following or anything, so I didn't know how to sell, whatever. But I made this logo, and the way I made this, interesting enough, if you want to stamp leather, you can make a 2-part mold using a 3D printer, that fits, and then it squeezes the leather on both ends, and then it can give you really pronounced designs like this. And so like super MAG. I think this is pretty cool. I've been debating about whether or not I should offer this or like give the design somewhere. I don't know, but because I'm not into politics anymore. So, but I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, it's a Superman cape. You should make a Superman one. Yeah, I mean that's the idea. That's like, I mean it's the, yeah. I don't know. It should be. That's why I think it might be a little too cerebral when you're like, all right, Superman cape, MAGA, but without the A, and you kind of have to know it. And here's the thing: I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, in like 2016, 2017, even 2018, people were ripping other people's MAGA hats off. That's how intense politics got. Now, I mean, obviously things are more extreme now to the point where like presidents are like, you know, have to dodge bullets like Neo, but like, yeah, people were aggressive if you were wearing that hat. So I was thinking like, what's something more muted, but you can still show your support, and not like have, I don't know. That was the idea behind it. Nah, that head shining too bright almost blinded me. I damn near filed an assault claim, my guy. Yeah, you should file that assault claim, man. Just be like, or wear some glasses, I think. But yeah, it's shining bright. I think it's pretty cool. It's like a halo, dog. It's a halo. But yeah, that was the idea behind that. So if you ever want to stamp your own leather, consider 3D printing. Love your wig. Yeah, it's a real wig. Is that a DJI mic? No, it's a Rode. I hear the DJI mics are better. And they have the cool magnet thing, but I have this, so I'm going to use it. Howdy for Lake Norman, North Carolina. I've seen you here before, Jamie. Boris B. Burnt. What's up? They're good, but expensive. Which ones? The DJI mics? I mean, these were expensive too. I think these were like, when I first bought them, I think they were like $400 or something. Now they've dropped price, but I mean, it works. But it's funny because I have this mic that's going to YouTube and Twitch. So, yeah, it's cool. DJIs are, no, they can't be $700. $700 for some microphones. DJI mic. Nah, no way. No, they're not. They're like $300. $249. Yeah. What's your thoughts on Gen Kim? I don't know what that is. Gen Kim. It's a drug. Okay. I don't know. Sometimes I cover myself in dirt and pretend I'm a potato. That's one way to spend your free time. The good one I got was I got ripped off. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. Am I missing something here? I see the... Maybe if you got them early, I don't know. I just see... I see 249. I might get these now that they're this low. 2 transmitters, 1 receiver. That's kind of a good deal, guys. On Jenkem. All right, never mind. I don't know. I don't really have experience. Got you up to 666 likes. Oh, come on, guys. I need one more. Don't give me the curse number. Don't give me the curse number. 1 like, just 1 like, somebody. Get me out of this purgatory, please. Have you ever fantasized about Dan White? You mean Dana White? Is that what you mean? No. I can honestly say no. Oh, thanks. Dan White is. Oh, no, maybe you actually mean Dan White. Was an American politician who. Okay. All right. There's a lot of things I can't say on the stream, otherwise, it's going to get it banned. You know? I'll take Vanna White. I don't know these people. I'm black. Like, white. Vanna. Yeah, no. Black people don't know who Vanna White is. Like, what? This is a really good example of the separation between people of color. I'm probably a terrible example of this, but still, there is a separation between people of color know, and then what generally the white American knows. Thoughts on Dr. Disrespect, aka two different people, but is it Dr. Chris Respect? No, is that really somebody? Dr. Chris Respect, or was that a typo? Yeah, I think that's a typo. Disrespect. Yeah, a lot of people who get into this content game and become famous, if you don't check their egos, they always do some like nasty stuff. So I heard someone say this. It's always gold, glory, or girls. Those are the three that always get a guy. Always get a guy who makes it to the top. Gold, glory, or girls. So the glory is the pride thing. Girls, obviously, these guys, man. I don't know, man. It's crazy because like if you didn't get it before you got famous, oh, man, you know they're gonna. I don't know. You guys know, or maybe you don't. Because I've had people slide in my DMs. I've had it. Like I'm not indulging that at all. At all. Like I got a girl. I'm good. I don't know. What do you guys think about Dr. Disrespect? Hello, Tay Gooser. I would have preferred Betty White. Yeah, I don't know. I know old Betty White. I don't know young Betty White. So maybe it was different back then. Dr. Chris Respect is Chris Tyson and Disrespect are just funny together. Oh, never mind. Chris Respect. Are you joking? I don't know. I don't know Chris Respect. And I'm not getting anything on the Google, so I think there's something wrong with my camera, though. Just fixing the stream here. That's a first. Sad. Old Betty White ruled. Just look up Chris Tyson. Oh, it's Chris Tyson. Okay. Chris Tyson. Oh, the Mr. Beast. You should have just said Mr. Beast. I'm not that plugged in. I'm pretty plugged into the internet, but I'm not that plugged in. But yeah, like that's a whole thing. I don't know. Just young guys doing young guy stuff. I don't know. All this stuff is so weird. It's so weird. I don't have any opinions on it other than like young guys, especially the younger, the worse it gets usually. How much of Florida will be in the sea in 2100? I heard around 15%. I don't know. I think people like to make predictions about the future, and usually the way you sell people on predictions of the future is there's a class of people that the prophesying bad events works on them. So I don't know. No one knows the future. So people who are confident about the future, I would question that. People who are pessimistic about the future, I'd question that. The easiest, probably most likely truth about the future is whatever exists now will continue to exist. So that's it. I think you'd fantasize about Mudbone go to Google and images. No, I'm not going to Google that. That sounds like something I don't want to Google. This was from the NOAA. Is it NOAA? Is that how they say that? Yeah, I mean, like, people make predictions all the time. Like, this is the problem with like science and scientific models. They sound official and they sound rational and they sound predictive, but in reality, like, no one can predict the future, including, doesn't matter how many satellites you have. Can they see into the future is the question. And it's just like, there's a lot of factors, and the idea that any of this complicated system can be understood and then understood well enough to predict 80 years into the future, it's just like, come on, guys. Like, I mean, yeah, a lot of funding behind it. A lot of people will write and publish papers, and people will make entire careers guessing about the future, but that's all they are. They're just guesses. Do you know the dark side of Blippy? No, I don't. Dude, how plugged in are you? And you have a picture of Kyle Rittenhouse? I don't really give a about that, dude. All right, Danny chat. Yeah, you must be young. He put a picture, his profile picture is, wow, that's funny. Rittenhouse. I'm 20. Yeah, young. I'm glad they reverted Mount McKinley back to Denali. Did they? Dead Space remake is top notch. Dead Space. You guys are saying a bunch of stuff I don't know. Dead Space remake. I that's a game? It's a game. Got it. All right. Yeah, and now they're like switching. I think a lot of nerds are like super excited about Doctor Doom. I don't know. That's as plugged in as I am to this whole nerdy stuff. Alabama Hot Pocket. Now you're just saying stuff. You're just combining words together. I don't know what you're saying. Like, what? Come on, work with me, guys. Work with me. You know, Mosley, what's up? No, like, I'm not that plugged in. It's Urban Dictionary. Urban Dictionary. Alabama Hot Pocket. I hope it's Alabama Hot Pocket. A move where, bruh. Alabama Hot Pocket. I didn't need to know that. I really didn't need to know that. Thank you, Danny Chat. You're clearly young, man. I don't know. Yeah, no. That's Alabama. Well, all right. I wonder if you just put Hot Pocket. Hot Pocket. The most delicious form of evil. It tastes, looks, and smells good, but you practically die of burns when you take a bite if you don't wait 5 minutes. Derogatory term for mods. Alaskan pipeline. Let's see. The act of, wow, everything Alaskan is just nasty, huh? Yo. Wow. I dropped my Hot Pocket. Yeah. I don't know, dude. Yeah, that is. You know what? I would avoid referencing these things in public or around people because then you get associated with that. I heard someone say this once, like, yeah, these jokes can be funny, these terms can be funny, but then when people make associations all the time, and so if you're someone who brings up stuff like that all the time, then you get associated with that, and you probably don't want to be associated with that. Now, a lot of the rest of you don't understand what I'm talking about because I'm not going to say it, not because it's whatever. Like these platforms, I really don't know what I can and can't say on TikTok, but it's not bad though. Yeah, I know it's not bad. I'm just saying, like, do you want to be referenced as the guy who brings up the Alaskan things? You know, I'm just saying, like, people will make that association. It's not bad, like directly or whatever. I'm just saying. The Now, what's up, man? Who do you think will win the election in November? Not who you prefer. Who do you think will win? Man, that's a tough question. It seems obvious, but it's not. It seems obvious, but it's not. Like, I think both sides are worried. I think both sides are cautiously. I think one side is like deathly afraid, and then I think the other side is feels like their side, like things are moving in their direction, but they're still cautious and scared as well. And so I couldn't say. I couldn't say. Like it feels like it should be an obvious choice, but you never know. I see a gender divide happening, especially among the black community. I've noticed a lot of people who would not have voted for Trump, even back in 2016, mocked me, ridiculed, they joked, they called him crazy, orange man bad, all that stuff. Now they're messing with the guy. It's crazy. People I never thought would ever get to that point are actually doing it, are actually considering it, and they're public about it. Here's the thing. The thing that's changed is now it's safe. It's safe to be a Trump supporter, or at least kind of safe. It's far more safe to be a Trump supporter now than it ever was. Before in the past, you lost jobs, you lost friends, you lost family members, you lost economic opportunities. You even went to jail if you were in the wrong situation. Like now, it's kind of safe, which means now a lot of people can be at least public. And part of, I think, people are highly mimetic. They follow the crowd. And so if the crowd seems like they're moving in one direction, then everyone follows along. Not because it's right, not because they rationally decided, but because other people are doing it. Unfortunately, that's the truth. If you're here, you're not like those people. But that's generally how the populace works. It's crazy and kind of depressing, but that's how it is. So that's why I like that shot at Trump. It was a huge blessing because it made everyone nationalistic and patriotic, which naturally means that people were public, coming out. And that's just how it works. Munting is most definitely a whole lot worse. Skibbity. I don't know. I don't know. I think the Dems threw a curveball. GOP didn't think Biden would bow out. I mean, yeah. I think people realize the Dems are just as crooked as the Republicans. They just hide it better. I think Democrats are like, what's the way to describe it? I think Democrats are more like they want to believe their party is the good side. So at least they sort of have blinders on to their own misdeeds, or at least their party's misdeeds. So like it doesn't matter to them that basically the party chose who the candidate was going to be. This happened in 2016 too with Hillary Clinton. Like if I remember correctly, I think it also happened in 2020 where there wasn't much of a fair fight between all the people who could have been the Democratic nominee. It's heavily rigged, but they believe it's fair, or at least they like to think of fair. You know, that's the thing. The one thing you could say about Republicans is at least they let people, at least political people, compete with each other for the nomination. Yeah, they heavily influence it with funding and all that stuff, and they try to like play games with like media and stuff. But at the very least, like people can still choose who their champion will be. Dems are more in control of their own party, or at least the political apparatus of the Democratic Party is more in control of their party and what they'll present. So yeah, it's no surprise. That's how it works. Yeah, Dems shut out outsiders. Look what they did to Bernie. Yeah, and look what they did to RFK. Or is it RFK? Why does that sound wrong? RFK. Yeah. So it is what it is. I mean, like, I don't know. They believe their system's fair. I don't get it either, but it is what it is. This is why, like, I don't know, this politics stuff. I honestly, it should. I don't think it matters. I like RPK a whole lot more. Is that the RP? I feel like I know that. Yeah, I was about to say that. I can't say it, but I know what you're referring to. RFK. No. He's making a joke. Like, so yeah, but I've been thinking about like, all right, if Republicans win, here's the thing. This is why, yo, Jose, what's good? What's good, bro? I was thinking like if Trump wins, then expect some immediate prosperity. Like I remember how it was in when he entered office in 2017. Like a lot of things got done very fast. Everything started picking up super fast. Shout out to Kamala. It's not Kamala, it's Kamala. Okay, she's your Nubian queen, right? Shout out to Kamala. Nah, it's over for Trumpito. Trumpito. All right. Nah, they should have chose Michelle. If it was Michelle, it would be over. Nobody likes Kamala. Nobody likes her. It blows my mind that nobody likes her, but nobody likes her, dude. It's crazy. Thoughts on Mr. Beast saying derogatory things about Bad Bobby when she was 16? Did he? Doesn't sound like a Mr. Beast move. Mr. Beast is like who's a celebrity who's like very careful with their words. Mr. Beast is like Ryan Reynolds, okay? He knows how to say the right thing in the right moments, and he projects this image of like the guy, you know what I mean? Fake, but I don't know. Who knows how to navigate those situations and won't ruffle any feathers, but is likable by everybody, I think. DM it to me, man. I haven't seen any, and I don't know why he would be talking about Bad Bobby. I never know how to say her last name. Bobby? Is it Bobby or Bad Barbie? They wanted Michelle badly. She declined. Yeah. Yeah. And then you would get Obama back in the White House, which everybody would. And then, I don't know. Yeah. I think that would have been interesting. Anyone is beating Trump. Anyone but Biden. Dude, Jose, I'm surprised you're still not on the Trump train. It seems like it matches your energy, dog. Like, I don't. Yeah. Ryan is awesome. Deadpool and Wolverine is great. I don't know. Ryan comes off as really fake to me. Like, I don't know. I have these like tinglings about. I have these like, yeah. I don't know. Just this sixth sense, like a spidey sense for like BS. Ryan Reynolds is one of those. Pretty much anyone in Hollywood, really. There are some legitimate people, but I don't know. Print money for me. Maybe one day. It's just Bobby, same as baby, LOL. Oh, really? It's Bad Baby? Let me see. Let me see if Mr. Beast actually said anything. Because you've been saying a lot of stuff that's bad. Bobby, Mr. Beast. Wait, he's under scrutiny after resurfaced audio clip? What? Why is he talking about Bad Bobby? Michelle had no interest in the job. Don't blame her. No, I mean like I wouldn't want Obama's wife being president. I didn't like I mean, I voted for Obama and I one of those things I regret. Don't get me wrong, I regret it, but like I don't think it would be much better. Trump would win if he didn't give dictator vibes. Really? People still on that dictator stuff? Really? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. The Canadian Reynolds and Gosling. I didn't know Gosling was Canadian. It kind of explains a lot. You know what? Maybe the reason why I don't like, I feel some type of way about Ryan Reynolds is because I don't like Canadians. It's not that I don't like Canadians. I don't trust Canadians. I don't trust Canadians. As a general rule, I just don't. His Miles Morales sense is tingling for politics. Maybe. We're actually talking politics, though. It's not 2017. Why are we talking about Bad Bobby? I don't know. It's like none of this is by accident, guys. If you see something resurface or something gets brought out again, it's strategy. He's being brought down, guys. He's being brought down. This isn't by accident. That's why it's like it surprises me people just go along with this stuff. Do I need to gift you a chapstick? No, I don't use chapstick. I just lick my lips. All Canadians, that's 40 million people. Sounds right. Even Ted Cruz is Canadian. Does he seem like he's a little shifty? He's a little shifty, man. Jordan Peterson, yeah, a little shifty too. Um, I'm not saying they don't say things that are useful or interesting or important. It's just a lot of a lot of shiftiness that comes from the north. You know, you got Drake, obviously. They're not like us, guys. They're not like us. I can't believe. You know what? That's a perfect message. That is a perfect message. Canadians are not like us. Elon Musk is Canadian. He's South African. Just like Meek Mill taking it from P. Diddy, LMAO. What? I didn't know it went that deep. Pun intended. I don't know. South African with a Canadian mother. You could be a descendant of a Canadian. Just don't live there. Don't grow up there. He went to university in Canada. He's still not Canadian. You can, all right. And that's the thing. Like, I don't fully trust Elon either. The obsession with like going to Mars and AI and all that stuff. I'm just like, the guy doesn't quite get it yet, but it is what it is. Or who am I to say, right? Because he's the richest guy in the world. Who cares? Who cares? I've been thinking about this. Like, I don't know. We can go into the whole religious path. My whole fist is in. I don't know what that means. Nada ida. 70-year-olds and still best cook in the South, single and looking. Guys, if you're looking for a 70-year-old, check out Nana Ida, I guess, or Danny Boy. I don't know. It's probably a dude. Just warning you. If your mother is Canadian, you're Canadian. It's not a distant thing. He has citizenship. Really? That's how it works in Canada? Okay. I mean, consider that Justin Trudeau is their leader. I mean, that kind of like questions the whole country. South Africa doesn't mean you're African American. Most is pale white people. I mean, kind of does mean you're African. If you come here and you become American, you're from Africa, and you come here, technically speaking, yeah, you don't have to be black to be African American, technically. Danny Boy is a quote from Family Matters. Okay. All right. Trudeau is done next year, though. Pierre is coming in. We'll see. I don't know. You saw how the French did that themselves with like, I don't know how the parliamentary system works in Canada, but if it's anything like the French, who knows? Maybe you guys can have a situation like that. Or maybe it already happened. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. You're definitely a dude, Nana Ida. Women don't say a statement like that. I may be 70, but I can still 69. Women don't say that. Women don't say that. I warned all y'all. Be careful. Be careful. Trudeau is very unpopular right now. He's projected to lose badly. Here's the thing. Like, remember how they treated the truckers? You know, that already is just like, wow. I'm not saying, obviously, there are exceptional Canadians. And I mean that in the strictest definition of exceptional, like who are outside of the norm. But the fact that the entire country, they treated truckers that way, I don't know. It blows my mind. Blows my mind that, and then they rewrite. I don't know. There's a lot of shady stuff that happens in Canada. A lot. Is it bad to crop dust people? Do you really need a response? But yeah, I don't know. Canadians, it's just like, you got to be careful. The average Canadian, I don't know. Here's the way. I actually have a really, really old social media post where I explain like, you can't quite trust them because they'll have a smile on their face, but then like stab you in the back kind of thing. And there have been plenty of examples. Only thing good about Canada is maple syrup. Even that is a cartel. If you didn't know, the whole maple syrup thing is a whole corrupted thing in Canada. It's crazy. Why do Canadians do so well in America? Because they have freedom. That's why they're like suppressed by their own government and their own people. I guess the smart ones go to America. Yeah. I think this is true for like a lot of nations as well. Like the brain drain is real. I know people don't, this isn't an aspect of immigration people don't consider, is that America, because of our basically very accepted attitude of like bringing people over from overseas, like the most risk tolerant, uh, adventurous, hardworking, self reliant, and smart people end up leaving their countries to come here. And so naturally, that means those people who are the most capable, or at least capable in the sort of economic and industrial sense, end up leaving their home country, which means now those people are not there to help solve the problems back home, which is the tough situation. It's good for us. It's good for us because we get to have all that attitude, that but the home country loses from that. So that's the thing. It's a tough. This is an aspect of immigration people don't even consider. Like it's bad. It could be bad for the country that they're coming from, and it's like, do they have a responsibility? I don't know. Like the idea of them coming here, getting trained, working, stacking some cash, and then going back home to fix the problems and build their country up is actually a noble task. But like, why would you go back if you know? And so it's like one of those tough immigrant situation things. I don't know. It's like people don't even consider it, but I've given it some thought. It's tough. It's actually tough. So, if you guys didn't know, like my parents are immigrants, so like, yeah. But and like thinking about even like developing nations, I was thinking like as in terms of like manufacturing, because I'm doing this stuff with the wallets. I was thinking like how, in what way can manufacturing come back stateside? How can we do it? And we can't compete in the sense of like, you're not going to compete on labor. They're willing to exploit their own people overseas. The the currency exchange works in their favor because of it, the value of currencies. And yeah, manufacturing ain't ever coming back stateside. I'm thinking there might be a way, just not in the way, not in the traditional sense. What kind of glasses do you have? I personally wear Champions. These are Zenni Optical, online eyewear retailer. These dots here are magnets that I put on there. A project. I'm gonna make a video coming soon explaining why I have those there. But I think there is a way to bring manufacturing back to America. It has to be, I'm thinking it might have to be micro factories, small scale, making custom made to order things. Like for instance, like these wallets I sell, I make them to order. An order comes in, then I make it. I don't do the traditional sort of drop shipping or retail product stuff that most people do where they're like cash strapped because they have to come up with all this money up front, and then they're at risk if they don't sell out that they're not going to recoup the investment and stuff. It's like for me, I buy my raw materials from Amazon and AliExpress. And so I was thinking like, what if you bought raw materials or at least base materials that you then finished here stateside, but in micro factories? Like I make this in my apartment, a finished product in my apartment. It's a simple product, but it works and people buy it and they're consistently buying and they buy multiple. It's crazy that it's good enough that people buy multiple of these. And so, and I make it here, everything. So I'm thinking like maybe this might be a way. So I'm testing it out and seeing if I can actually scale this up or at least scale it up. I'm building tools. This is why I got the 3D printer. So I can actually build the jigs, the tools I need to be able to manufacture this stuff more quickly. I want to get to, right now it takes about 30 minutes to make one because there's a lot of pieces. I've been improving the wallet over time. So it's like feature pack now, and it actually includes like shape memory metals, an NFC tag, obviously RFID shielding, and also includes like embellishments, these metal corners here and stuff. And so it's pretty cool. I want to get it down to at least 5 minutes per order. And I think it will be possible if I build the right tools. Do you still do Uber Eats? No. I used to. And I only did it as sort of like I had free time after work, so I was just like, let me try, let me do this, and then I realized like this is a tough thing to do if you're a driver because you lose on depreciation of your vehicle. The oh man, I don't know why Apple does this with the thumbs up, and then all of a sudden it puts the freaking emoji or whatever. Which mic are you talking through? Is it like one for gaming? It's I'm talking through this one here. Um, let me add this back. FaceTime, cam link. Okay, audio. Cool, Simpson. Cool. Sorry about that, guys. I'm talking. You're hearing me through this, and then this one's going to YouTube and Twitch. Uber Eats seems easier than Uber. Well, I did DoorDash. Um, I think Uber is more lucrative, but it's a higher bar, and you're dealing with people, which can be iffy if you're like introverted. I never did Uber. I'm not. What's your Twitch? Table Moments, I think. Wait, let me see. Twitch. Yeah, Table Moments. TableMomentS. It's the same name. Yeah. You'll see me in horizontal there. If you wanna watch the stream there, it's the same stream. All right, thanks, man. But yeah, I think we can bring manufacturing back. I really do think so. And I think the way to do it, there's a clothing brand called Maud, MAUD, who does make custom shirts. So they use a base shirt, they have different colors, and they do different treatments to the shirt, so you can order that. And then the cool thing about it is you can customize the designs, the front and the back. You can choose which of a bunch of designs that they have for the front, same thing for the back, or you can have certain blanks, and they literally make it to order. And their entire setup is very, very simple. They screen print all this stuff, and you can choose which color do you want, black or white, which is the two colors for the screen printing. But it's a very simple setup, but it works, and it works well enough that they can supply basically a variety. Like, if I had to do the math, probably over 1,000 combinations of different shirts and designs you could do. And eventually I want to get to that point where since I'm already making these to order, I think it'd be really cool to get to the point where people can customize, choose the fabric. Right now you can only choose the fabric, but it would be cool if you could choose the fabric, you could choose the metal hardware you want, you could even choose the logo or the entire design. If I partner with like some Instagram people who do artwork. How much are your wallets though? They're $35. Yeah, I know. Little pricey for a 20-year-old, but I mean, I don't know. Like, like, yeah, it's $35. Like, yeah, there's not much more to say to that. But yeah, people buy them. I just do drop shipping. Yeah. Drop shipping is one way, but the thing is with drop shipping, you're dealing, you kind of have to follow. I don't know. If you're good at it, you're good at it. I don't know. I don't imagine I would ever be good at it because you have to know people, what they're into, taste. You might even have to follow trends. You have to switch from product to product because one thing can do well and then all of a sudden it drops off. Then you have to have enough margin in the product. Then you're paying for ads, and I'm paying for ads too. But I don't lose money on ads. I don't make as much as I want to make in terms of profit from ads sometimes, but I don't lose money, which I think a lot of dropshippers can fall in that trap if your cost of customer acquisition is too high. Do you wear any fragrance? If so, which ones? No, I don't, but I would just watch Kevin Samuels' videos on fragrances, just choose one of those. I think the one he always mentioned was Molecule 01. Kind of pricey. I think it's like over $100 a bottle. But the base element in Molecule 01 is this stuff called ISOE Super. ISOE Super. It's like a, I don't know if it's a pheromone. It's not your typical fragrance. It's like this compound that's chemically generated, but it mixes in with the oils in your body, and produces a unique scent to you. So it's like some pheromone enhancing thing, but you can buy a whole bottle of that for like $30, and it's like a big bottle. You can find it on Amazon. and it's called ISOE Super. I got to stay up with every single trend. Yeah, see, that's the problem with I don't do trends. Like even with the content I post, I don't do trends. And I don't care to chase trends and stuff like that. And so like I have a product, I build it, it's not on the market. There are similar products but nothing like this with all the features. Like I include a shape memory metal, like nickel titanium alloy, so it like bends back, which you can't do with a normal metal or plastic or whatever. It's literally whatever. I don't have to get it. I prefer Paco Rabanne, Elixir One, or Bad Boy. Okay, or Axe, I got a part-time job with Dad's friend who works in electrical installations and now go gym. Yeah, yeah. ISOE Super. Yeah, that's the one. Um, some people can't even smell the odor, which is interesting. So um, I don't know. Like I didn't have anyone say it was bad, but some people I don't know aren't receptive to the odor, and some people they can smell, but it basically mixes in with your oils and gives you a unique scent. Super, yeah. Let's see. I used the one from Oak City Beard Company. I bought like a 30-ounce bottle for like $30 or something. It was crazy, and I never finished it. But but I've still got another 6 weeks till I go into college. Okay. Oh, you were here before, right? If I remember correctly. Oh, what's up, man? What's up, Danny? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Congratulations, man. 4 weeks to go. All right. Yeah, were you asking about how to spend your time? I think that's what you were asking last time, if my memory serves me correctly. Um, oh, look at that. Look at that. I'm good at this, huh? I'm not good with names. I'm better with profile pictures, but just a simple black profile circle isn't enough for me to remember things. Now I've got a job and go to the gym. Nice. Good for you, man. Good for you. Yeah. Yeah, just putting in that work out here. That's what's up. That's what's up. Why can't I sub to your Twitch? You can't? Did you do something with your own account? I don't know. I'm not on Twitch. I was thinking about getting into gaming. I want to play older games like PS2 games, which I might have been the greatest era in video games. Next to N64. I don't know. N64 was pretty good. N64 was pretty good. Like even weird games like Diddy Kong Racing, really good. Play Bloodborne FS. No, I was just gonna play PS. Is that a PS2 game? I never heard of that one. Blood, blood, uh, SNES. Was it? I mean, I remember. So, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. I can understand how revolutionary that was. Like recently listened to an the Acquired podcast describing Nintendo's journey from like playing card company to building video game systems and how revolutionary their entire video game console thing was. Must have been crazy. FS is for sure. Okay. Um, it's me. I'm in your fridge. Okay. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, no. I think he's just being weird. I think he's just being weird. I don't know. I grew up on the PS2 essentially, so the N64 was really good. Like even weird games like Glover. I want to. I don't know. I know the PS2 games. I know there's PCS X2, whatever. I don't know. It's an emulator that you can. And I was just gonna stream PS2 games, like all the fantasy or the extreme sport ones. Like you had, I like the snowboarding ones. SSX was pretty good. Wait, what? Xbox 360 better, not gonna lie. maybe. But I miss the older games, man. I miss the older games. Get a PS5 if you want to play PS2, PS3 games. Play them free with premium. Really? I didn't know you could do that. PS5, PS2 games. Premium? PlayStation Plus Premium? Yeah, all right. I'm being ignorant and stubborn when I say this. Xbox 360 will always be the best. Nothing can change. Yeah, that red ring of death, huh? Bro, to me, older games are Xbox 360. PS2 is ancient to me. Yeah, I don't know. PS2 might even be before your time. You're 20 years old, right? Like, oh no, not you. That's Danny. Danny's 20 years old. I play Ratatouille all the time, but it doesn't have a save function. Yeah. Oh man, remember memory cards? Like it's a crazy thing. Now it just automatically saves. There's no like tension when you play games these days because like it's auto save and you can pick up where you left off. There's no like that's the thing with like Super Mario Brothers or like the Super Nintendo. Uh like I don't think there was a save function. You had to make it through the level. You had to make it through the level. Um with PS2 there were save points. So yeah. But like now the modern game there's no stakes. There's no like intensity behind because of the save feature. The save feature ruined everything. Now it's just like, oh no, you can always get back to it. It is whatever. Unless the developer of the game purposely says puts where it doesn't automatically save. It's just like it kind of it takes that because like the whole point of video games I think is simulated adventure. Like we men typically have this craving for adventure, and video games is a safe way. Which I mean, I can understand why opponents to video games and the arguments they can make about how it's conditioning people to find their to satisfy their urge for adventure through these digital devices instead of actually going in out and having adventures. But let's put that aside. It's a simulated adventure, and adventure comes with stakes and danger and risk. But if you take all that out, what do you have? You know, what do you have? No, I was wrong. Wii U is the best game console ever to be created. I think you're joking. Hey, Banner Boy, what's good, bro? Hey, how's it going? So, to stay on topic, do you hold on to technology until it becomes obsolete? Not necessarily. It's sort of nostalgic. I miss those games. I've even like played those games on a modern console, and it's just like it still hits. There's something about the design of the game. So, I mean, you as someone who works or worked in like entertainment and media, like older movies just hit different, man. There was a sort of craftsmanship that happened. Like when an artist and a creative really cares about what they're producing, like you can't capture that. And at least today, it doesn't seem like there are many people or making things that captures that sort of essence, like some driven vision behind some creator or some studio or creative people putting their vision and caring so much about the product that it feels different. Like EA Sports, big, that studio or that production house, whatever they were producing. There was a like I actually watched the whole like YouTube stream explaining like the creator of SSX and NBA Street Volume 2 and all that stuff. It's like it's a different vibe. It's just a vibe. And I wish they still made games like that, but they don't. They just don't. Like they care. I don't know. It's like larger than life, but it's. I think the quote he said in that was like, "It's a game that's easy to pick up but hard to master," and I think that's the perfect like sort of middle ground where you can just jump in, but then to be really really good at it, it does require practice. And I like the idea that you could just jump into a game, play it for a bit, and then jump out. Which is why like the closest thing I've gotten to that is like the Formula One racing games. Like when I have a simulator and I can have a wheel, I just do time trials. I don't even bother racing. I just do time trials, just trying to shave seconds, and then I just leave. That's how I do it. What do you think of the Wii U as a game console? Yeah. Or do you sell it to get a profit while it still has some relevancy? I don't believe in reselling anything, man. Like I don't do that. I don't with anything I have. I don't resell anything. Like if I have something, I intend to use it and use it fully. Like that's why even like when it comes to housing, people make their housing decisions like what to buy and based on resale value, or at least that's a factor in their decision making. I'm just like, screw resale value. What do you like? What do you like? I don't know, man. It's just like I'm not worried about preserving value. Like I want to use it as I want to use it and use it fully. And so that's my attitude with everything. So even when it comes to like, I guess technology, like I'm gonna use it fully. I don't intend to resell it. Interesting. What's your perspective on technology, though? When I say this, I'm not joking. Wii U is amazing fun for the family or solo. Wii U, Wii U, not the Wii, Wii U, which is yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this whole resale thing. I don't know. I don't really mess with that energy at all. At all. I don't get it. I understand it's a rational thing to do. You want to maximize your purchasing power or your utility or whatever of things, but I don't know. To me, like if you're gonna get something, get it and use it. Like that's the thing. Like when it comes to like sneakers and fashion and stuff, especially sneakers, the resale market and all that. Like, all right, so you don't want to like you wear your sneakers, you want to wear it out, but you're careful about like not scuffing it or I'm just like shoes are shoes, man. I don't know. Shoes are shoes. Shoes are meant to be used as shoes, so go use them. Like I don't know. That's always been my position on stuff. So can't resell it. It's so much work for such a low chance of success. Like drop shipping, it's rare. If it's rare you ever make a profit, even sales in general. Yeah. See, that's another thing about drop shipping. There's a lot of elements involved. One, you have to find a product that's winning. Two, you need your customer acquisition cost to be low enough, unless you already have a following. Um, then three, the margins on those, there isn't much left because you're not making the product, you're not fulfilling the product, you're not delivering the product. So whatever's left over is after everyone else in the chain has eaten. Oh, and then the social platforms when you're paying for ads, they get a big chunk of that too, and so you're kind of like the last one hanging, and you just need that number to be positive. And then if it's a small number, you need volume, and so it's this delicate equation where, in the end, if it doesn't work out, you're the only one who gets squeezed. It sucks. It sucks, and I have sympathy for it because like the margins on this are insane. Now, all the cost of this is in the production of this. So, like right now, it takes a while to make, but in terms of raw materials, not that much. Um, and then, but I have to put it together, and I'm building the tools to do that. Um, so, yeah, drop shipping's tough. Drop shipping's tough. As an engineer, do you think there will be an original product ever again? Yeah, I mean, there's original products all the time. I mean, I see like on my feed, on my social feeds, I see people making stuff. That's sort of the thing I'm into. Like I'm making an original. It's not I mean, wallet's a wallet, but I think it's original that it combines a wallet that has a bill slot that has shape memory metal in it, and it has an NFC tag, so it's basically a dot card too, all in a thin minimalist package. This is a wallet that has, let's see, this is my daily. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bills in here. 6 bills in here. There. This is this thin. Here is a Ridge wallet that's empty, that has one card in it. That's how they compare. That's how they compare. That's how they compare. That's how they compare. Yeah. And this is my daily. I made it for myself, which is why. And I see plenty of people working on stuff on their own. I have, yeah, it's wallets now, but I have ideas for electronic devices that would be cool to make. Yeah, I think we can live in a world. People just have to want to build these things, and then also keep an eye to designing for manufacturing. It's a different thing. Designing a prototype, designing artisan stuff, which is what this is right now, is different than designing for like a mass market. Like everything is a product of a branch of different thing that has already been created. Let me word that differently. Okay, I got you. Like something truly new and revolutionary, right? Um, will there ever be? People are trying. It's just hard to get people to adopt it. One of the things when it's new, it's really hard to get people to understand what you're doing or what it is. Sometimes it takes years of like educating people slowly over time to get people to adopt something new. It's very rare there it's like an iPhone where people automatically see the brilliance behind it. But even then I think that was a bit of an adoption issue. At least probably a good thing for Apple considering there was a lot of like technological issues they had to overcome while they were launching it. Even despite they had the final design of the phone, there's a lot of like infrastructure stuff that wasn't sorted out yet. But like an iPad, even that, like you realize the growth curve. Here's what it looks like when something new is created. It's usually flatlined for a really long time until there's an exponent. It's an exponential curve. It starts off very very flat and then takes off. That's how pretty much everything works. Sigmoid curves essentially. So it starts off exponential and then it stabilizes at some sort of maximum. But it's a long time where it's flat. But there are certain things you can look for to see if it's something that's going to be adopted or something that just isn't working. And so, because I saw this short film of a man who thought of something perfectly new and everyone he told die. Really? So, what was it perfectly new? I have this idea. I did this for my master's project. Um, Nuclear batteries. I think that'd be really cool. The problem is you would have to basically build a nuclear reactor to have nuclear batteries. Unfortunately, because like the idea of like imagine you never have to charge your smartphone; it just charges itself. And a nuclear battery would be either there's a number of ways you could. I think there's a couple ways you could do it. It either generates the electrons that then fill in I think it would be I don't know, I don't want to get into the technicalities of it, but that it would be new and revolutionary. um, Room temperature superconductors would change the world. It would change the world because now you dramatically reduce the cost of moving electrons, and make it far more efficient, meaning like electricity would become too cheap to meter, and so like it would just be a flat fee that you can use in abundance basically because there's no cost to moving the electron. Room Affordable room temperature superconductors would be crazy. I think last year they thought they discovered it, and that's why it was like such a big deal. I don't know if you guys remember, and then turned out like it was a false signal. I could build a nuclear reactor. Could you? That'd be cool. All you need to build a nuclear reactor would be forget the shielding and safety stuff for now. You would need some radioactive material, something that has because the way it works. I mean, I could give you guys a quick lesson in nuclear reactions and stuff. I used to work in the nuclear industry, or at least a branch of it, the government branch of it. Yeah, who cares about safety procedures? Yeah, that complicates everything. But like, you would need something that is easy to split. At least we're talking about nuclear fission. So the idea is like the reason why U-235 is used in like warheads is because it's like on the borderline of instability. It's stable, but it's like almost not. And so like all it needs is a little push and it'll split apart. And it turns out that little push releases a few neutrons, and you can make that push happen with a neutron, shooting a neutron at a U-235 atom. And the act of that U-235 atom splitting releases energy, but also releases additional neutrons, which then can split other U-235 atoms. And that's how that chain reaction happens. Now, you can moderate that, you can control that. And so using, I think carbon filaments is one way to use as a moderator to absorb some of those neutrons. Water is often used also, great absorber of neutrons. So then you can control it, and that's essentially what's happening inside of a reactor, a nuclear reactor. You're just controlling the flow of neutrons to to attenuate is, I think, the word that's officially used, to basically control how many of these U-235 atoms are splitting apart at any given time. And the act of them splitting apart releases heat, and that heat, it heats up essentially water, and it's just a steam turbine, basically. It's steam engine, basically. It's not steam, it's like high pressure water, technically, but yeah. And then that moves a turbine, which then generates electricity. And then you realize, like, oh, wait, so nuclear reactors are just a heat source for a steam power plant, essentially. That's all it is. And then obviously you got to worry about radiation and stuff. So that's where the safety stuff comes in. But it's actually fairly simple from a grand point of view. Like, it's like it'd be interesting if the heat source for a power plant was hot swappable. Like, you can switch out from coal to I don't know why you would use solar to heat water, but it'd be maybe interesting. I don't know. Or you could switch it out, maybe different fuels, maybe coal, then natural gas, and then maybe even switch out nuclear heating source or something like that. It'd be cool to like just switch those out. So any rich guy could just build an abundance of nuclear reactors. Getting a hold of the fuel is really hard. That's the problem. There's a lot of like controls behind the fuel. First of all, it's very hard to get pure enough radioactive material that's suitable for making a reactor happen. You know what? I think the limit is not a legislative limit on people's ability to make this stuff. It's just super hard to purify nuclear material, at least in the context of uranium-235, which is an isotope of uranium. Very rare and hard to find, because most of the stable uranium out there is U-238, so it has an extra 3 neutrons, which makes it far more stable, which means very unlikely or basically impossible to split apart. What you're looking for is the barely stable one, the U-235. So the question is, how do you get the very rare U-235 out of the abundant U-238? Because they're mixed in together. And so the way that it works is, one way to do this is using centrifuges. So you basically aerosolize this U-230, this uranium, into a gas. And then you pump this gas into these centrifuges, basically cylinders that are spinning, right? All it does is spin. And because U-235, it has 3 neutrons less than U-238, it moves to the outer edges of that spinning cylinder at a lesser rate than the U-238. Very, very, it's minute, but it's enough that you can actually use this to filter. Now, the problem is they're so close in weight, it does barely anything. So what they end up having to do is use a entire like factory of centrifuges, these cylinders spinning, and pump this gas through it to separate, so that basically like filter the U-235 from the U-238. And then they have to run it for a really, really long time to get enough concentration of this stuff. And so like, it's crazy the effort just to get this material. And it turns out, like, I think it was Iran some Middle Eastern country I think it was Iran, who was working on their nuclear program or whatever. And They had a whole facility for these centrifuges, and they were purifying their own uranium or whatever. And counterintelligence, or no one knows. I think I don't know if it's concluded. Like, but basically, there was a hack on the facility using this thing. This I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what term to use, but basically, they hacked the facility. They sent this. There was this specific software bug that was put together to hack this facility, Stuxnet, if you guys remember from years back. Stuxnet. It was basically an inert computer worm that only activated in that facility, that Iranian facility, to infiltrate to sabotage their nuclear program, and it worked essentially. But it infected a bunch of computers across networks, and it's just crazy, like the effort that went into sabotaging a nuclear program in Iran. They spread this malicious code across the world to target these guys. It's crazy, but and it was a subtle thing. And the way the bug worked is, so machines have these vibrational modes where, or since it's a spinning machine like your laundry machine, you ever notice sometimes it just shakes violently when it gets to a certain speed. So that's basically harmonic resonance. Machines and dynamic systems that move have these frequencies that where motion, it gets amplified, similar to how, like when you're swinging on a swing, if you match your legs at the right pace, you amplify your height with every swing. And so machines do the same thing. And so it turns out like there's a certain vibration or spinning speed for these centrifuges that cause them to violently shake and break themselves. And this Stuxnet virus basically quietly configured these centrifuges to do that to themselves and break itself apart, essentially. It's crazy, the effort that went into this. They had to exploit some 0 days. If you don't know what a 0 day is, it's basically like these like vulnerabilities in software that haven't been disclosed to the vendor or the operating system supplier or whatever, that are saved specifically to do some sort of hack. But yeah, it's crazy. I don't know why I just went into all this, but yeah. Any questions or comments, or tell me if you guys want to talk about something else. Like, I don't know. It's just really fascinating to me. If the wheel was made 1,000 years before it was actually made, would we be 1,000 years in the future? That's an interesting question. There is an idea that technology is inevitable. It's just a matter of when. Do you think everything would have advanced? I don't know. It's easy. I don't know. I don't know if you can say that. Because, like, I do believe timing. I don't know. If you believe in God, things happen for a reason, and they happen when they should happen. So, even if you did discover 1,000 years before, I don't know if it means that we would be 1,000, because it's like, yeah, that's one piece of technology, but it's usually a combination of technologies that work together to bring about like real advancement. It's pieces. So the wheel would be a piece, but I think there would be other elements to bring that future to today, or at least advance the future. But being able to move things with wheels, which is, I mean, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Oh man, how am I tired already? That's crazy. I'm only been on for an hour and 19 minutes. All right. What do you guys want to talk about? Like, I can go deep into this science stuff, but I know that's not really, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I'm pretty fascinated by this stuff, but I also know it's pretty niche as well. Other stuff I have as topics, I have words that I hate, and they're not like profanity. It's not like, well, I mean, obviously, like Rack was talking about like Or Danny Chat was talking about all these like Alaskan things, which I'm not a fan of at all. But I hate the word realistic. I hate the word realistic. I've heard it said enough times, and it's kind of like, no, realistic is just a way to keep people from doing interesting things. It was probably the best invention ever created. It started everything. Is that true? Is the wheel the best invention ever created? I think it's pretty profound, but I mean, the mechanical advantage that comes from that, from a wheel. Like, what did they say? The most efficient animal in terms of motion is a human on a bicycle. So, yeah, maybe it's profound in the sense of like energy use for sure. But fire might be more useful. Fire. Or at least man made fire might be more useful. Maybe something to hunt with might be useful. I don't know. A wheel is cool, but like food is more important. Without food, you can't really be in a position to invent the wheel. So maybe the most important invention is the first one. So, because like without that first one, none of it's possible. Probably the first inventions ever were things for survival. You don't need a wheel to survive. You do need a sharp implement, possibly to hunt. Or maybe the first thing was knowledge, to know what things you can just eat that come straight out of the ground. Well, thousands of years later, we still use wheels. We don't really use a fire in our house anymore. Yeah. I mean, like, how do you cook food? Like, we use heat. Like, some people still have gas stoves. Like, it's still around. Fire is still around. Your water heater. Yeah, gas, probably. Probably gas. Like, you use electric oven. All right. You got me there. What about your hot water heater? Is it gas? Like, that's fire. Unless you have one of those like electric ones. Maybe you're all electric. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, fire is pretty important. That's why it was like one of those like elements. It's earth, wind, earth, air, earth, fire, right? They didn't say wheel. Electric, your hot water heater is electric. All right. Oh no. Electricity just on top. What about the power plant that powers gives you the electricity for your house though? Is it natural gas? You know, I'm just saying like there's flames all around you, bro. there's flames somewhere. I use a Tesla thing. All right, man. Use a Tesla thing. Yeah. A wheel's pretty important, I guess. You don't need fire in your life, I suppose. That's a crazy idea. You don't need fire in your life. All right. That's cool. I don't know why I find this hilarious. I think I just might be tired. Do you guys get that way? Like when you're really tired, things just get funnier? Well, the sun, yeah, there you go. The sun is, well, I mean, what I was saying was man-made fire. So technically that wasn't what I was referring to. But yeah, the sun is fire. The sun can even make fire. It can send fire. That's what a magnifying glass helps you do. It sends fire. Think about that. That's a crazy statement. The sun can send you fire if you know how to receive it. Wow. I don't know. Does that sound profound or is it just me? But man never made the sun, so the sun isn't important. Yeah, I guess. I mean, without the sun, without the tilt of the earth, without there's a lot of things that had to go right in order for human beings to exist in this world. A lot of things, which I mean, was it in this? I heard someone mention the screw tape letters and how like science can get people to believe in a sort of deity or God, because it's very unlikely that all of this is just coincidental, you know, that everything just worked out perfectly. Wheel is so basic. I use a hovercraft. Yeah, hovercraft. Bro, give me one, please. I built one. I remember building one as a teen. They're fun. They're hard to control, but they're fun. They're fun. Uh, yeah, yeah. That's a Brody. I think you've been here before. Man. So yeah, hovercraft. I remember, like, maybe the first time I heard. Nah, never mind. I could go off on hovercrafts, but hovercrafts are interesting. Oh yeah, I built a hoverboard. Hoverboard. Is that the same as a hovercraft? Um, yeah, it's kind of crazy. In my teens, bro, what I'm, what am I doing? I don't know, man. Um, yeah. So, but yeah. Uh, so yeah, what do you guys have? What do you guys have? Uh, let's see. Yeah, we could talk about anything. We're not in the Matrix anymore. I got us all out. What do you mean, the Matrix? Are you Andrew Tate? Oh man, yeah, I probably shouldn't even be saying that. I was looking for it and it said it ended. Oh, dang. Wait, let me see. YouTube. There might have been an issue. Oh, come on. Content live. Did it end? No, I am live. Let's see. Is it working? Yeah. Nah. It's working, I think. Oh, what do you mean let you in? What do you mean? The sun and earth being perfect is a stimulation in the matrix. The sun and earth, explain. The sun and earth being perfect is a simulation in the matrix. I don't know. So this is all just like ones and zeros we're surrounded by. Simulation. I don't know. I like I guess that's one way to look at it, but I feel like the simulation theory is just a substitute for God. Like if you felt the Holy Spirit, you're like, I can understand why people conclude simulation, but yeah, we are in the Goldilocks zone, which is generally perfect for Earth evolution. But what is the likelihood? That's the thing. Like, I guess if you're like the vastness of the universe and the probability that surely there something like this could exist, yeah, okay. But then there's so many things that have to have happened. Not only Goldilocks zone, but tilt of the Earth. Um, like there's so many different things. Even the rotation, the rate at which the rotation happens, having a moon, which I think probably plays a factor in all this because like dynamics is probably necessary, well, at least with the oceans and stuff. You know what I thought the other day? The speed of light is actually so slow. Like, bro, I can never get anywhere. What do you mean? Ozone layer, magnetic field, yeah, all that. That's a really good point. Yeah, the fact that the gravitational pull of the Earth is just enough to maintain an atmosphere, but not too much that it's that things, life like us, can't exist. Something as large as an elephant could exist on land, and something as large as a whale could exist in the sea. Like, like there's a reason why Mars doesn't have an atmosphere. It's slightly smaller than the Earth. Actually, let me look it up. How much smaller is Mars than Earth? And that affects gravitational pull. Mars is about half the size of Earth. All right, never mind. I don't know why I thought they were nearly close in size. Oh, you know what? These pictures that we grew up with, solar system stuff, they show Mars like being close in size. They're not even close. Mars is about half the size of Earth. If Earth was the size of a nickel, Mars would be about as big as a raspberry. What? What does that mean? I don't know. All right. Everything we were told was a lie. Everything. Mars is half the size of Earth. All right. Never mind. I thought that point was more profound than it. Yeah, that's why it can't maintain an atmosphere. Like, I want to go explore the galaxy. If I go speed of light, I won't reach the next star in 3 years. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of limitations. Yeah, see these pictures. Or Venus is close to Mars inside, or close to Earth in size. Never mind. I guess I was confusing it. Why does Elon want to go to Mars? It's not even as big. Oh man. Yeah, you can't maintain an atmosphere there. I don't know. Cryogenic sleep, bro. Does that put your body in sort of? I guess it would. Would it keep you from like aging? Actually, need to. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Like, why would you want to go to another planet? That's the thing. Like, for what? I don't understand that fascination. It's like we're explorers. I get it. I get it. But like for the sake of it, the moon would be really cool and makes a lot more sense. A colony on the moon would be cool. And wait. So if Mars is half the size of Earth, what's the gravitational? Is it half? I don't know if the equation works that way. Gravitational equation. Is it? Yeah, it's r squared is in the denominator. So it's actually, if it's half, so Earth has 4 times the gravitational pull. Am I doing the math right here? Gravitational pull of Mars compared to Earth. Yeah, so it's about 1/3. 1/3 the force of gravity on Earth. All right. Mars just seems like a big desert. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Elon said he terraforms Mars with nuclear bombs. Yeah, but it's not going to be able to maintain atmosphere because, at least not an atmosphere like Earth has. I wonder, because like, can Mars maintain and sustain an atmosphere? In theory, Mars's atmosphere could be terraformed to support life similar to Earth's, but would need to be much thicker and warmer. Mars' atmosphere is about 100 times thinner than Earth's, with a pressure of about 1% of Earth's at sea level. The gravitational thing is an important aspect of all this. It's also very cold with an average temperature of, all right, yes, it's possible. Yeah, but like, Mars is habitable. You just have to stumble into a weird cursed cave somewhere in Arizona to get there. I don't know. I always thought Elon was smart. Elon is God. I think he wants to be, or I think a part of him. Well, I mean, like, what are we called to do, you know? I don't know if he's God. Yeah. Yeah. Mars had a much denser atmosphere in the past. See, that's the thing, the density of the atmosphere. I don't think it can be the same composition that we have here. It'd have to be something heavier. Because if it were as light as our atmosphere is, then it would just float away. It would float away. it lost its magnetic field, at least most of it, because its magnetic field was almost gone. It could no longer keep the solar wind from blowing the atmosphere away from the planet's weak gravity. Yeah. Elon seems like Doctor Doom. Ooh, that's an interesting comparison. I kind of like that. Trying to take over the world with no one knowing. I think it's funny. I think what's his name? Sam Altman is Lex Luthor. It seems so obvious to me. It's just like you guys don't see it, but Doctor Doom's an interesting one. Uh, but Elon doesn't seem bitter, like about the world and destruction or anything like that. Sam Altman does give vibes of Lex Luthor, though. Like, he has a reputation of misleading and lying to people, at least when it comes to like the AI stuff, and kind of encouraged by his alma mater, YC. Um, and he kind of looks like Jesse Eisenberg in the movie. I'm just like, does anyone else see this? Does anyone else see Lex Luthor just going around being celebrated by everybody? I don't know. With no one knowing. Doctor Doom is Bezos. Well, I mean, did Doctor Doom retire though? That's the thing. Bezos isn't involved in Amazon anymore, is he? We don't know what he thinks behind closed doors. Fair. Yeah. Uh, so yeah, I don't know. Like, but it's weird. It's weird. I don't know. It's just funny like how these figures can be elevated and admired and then also brought down just as fast. And it's just like this cycle. And I'm like, why even participate in any of this? Why accept the accolades and the recognition and the social proof and all that stuff just to be torn down later on? None of it makes sense to me. I'm like, why even play that game? Why? For what? Yeah, you get some riches in the near term, but then is it worth it if you lose your soul for pandering to these people? I don't get it. I don't get it. But it is what it is. People, here's the thing. Like I recently heard Rory Sutherland explain this on an interview he did. Like one of the piece of advice he gave to people if you want to be successful is to get famous, because being famous is like easy mode, especially in the category of business. It's like doing business on easy mode. You get the benefit of the doubt. You don't have to worry about customer acquisition because everybody already knows you. People come to you instead of you trying to get customers, which is the situation I'm in right now. I sell these wallets, but I have to get the customers. I have to be in people's faces. I have to put a social media post. I have to put these ads, whatever. People aren't coming to me asking me, please, can I have a wallet? Or like coming to me without me asking. And fame can help you do that, weirdly enough. So many villains in this world and no heroes. Dang, that's a line right there, Sips. That's a line. No heroes, man. Maybe we have to be the heroes. Maybe we have to be our own heroes. That's been my position on this stuff. It's like, don't expect government to save you. Don't expect these corporations to save you. Like, we have to save ourselves. We have to be our own heroes, I think. We have to create heaven on earth. People don't care about their souls. Yeah. I don't think they're even aware that their souls exist. But then you wonder, like, all right, drug use is up, therapy's up. Like, people are medicating in so many different ways. I'm not saying I'm in much better, but I've been struggling with this stuff lately. But I'm at least aware of it now. It's just, I don't know. I think when people know better, they do better, right? I heard someone say that once, and I wonder if that statement would be true for this. If people know their souls exist and that it's something worth preserving, some honesty and truth in the world, would they behave differently? Because yeah, there is this mentality of like, yeah, not anymore. So wait, so you may be more open to therapy? No, I was saying like people seek answers and help through therapy, and maybe it's a substitute for not addressing soul issues. So That's my position on it. It takes nothing to be a good person, but you gain a lot to be a bad one. That's true. In fact, being a good person means you leave money on the table. It means there are certain opportunities and things you just can't do. It means you're unwilling to take advantage when you can. Right now, I'm reading this book, Skin in the Game by Nassim Taleb, and he talks about this whole like moral issue of like what is morally right to do. How transparent should you be with someone you're engaging in a transaction with? And there's certain thoughts about this, like should both parties in a transaction have full information, or if you have more information than the other party, are you obligated to share it or not? I mean, these days anything is justified if it makes money and you can get away with it. That's literally the moral standard for a lot of people. Is it fruitful, and can you get away with it? Is it legal? Is honestly a bar? Even then, people like skirt that line all the time, and I'm just like, and yeah, you leave money on the table when you choose not to do those things. Like you see this on TikTok, even in a small way. People violate copyright all the time. People violate trademarks. Like they're selling goods that they don't have rights to sell. So like usually it's things people already care about, Pokemon, sports teams, or slogans or things they don't have copyrights for, but they'll build products around them and sell them. It's just like, yeah, that's not the right way to do it. And you don't have the trademark. It's not IP you own, but you can get away with it, and stop player hating is the answer a lot of people give. Or like when people hustle or lie to people on social media for a buck, people admire. This is the thing I've been seeing a lot in marketing, admiring this lying that marketers tend to do these days, pretending to be something that they're not. Oh, I'm just an artist putting together Summer Jam. Isn't it crazy? Independent, and I just made this, even though it was a strategic rollout by an entire team of producers and marketers with a lot of ad spend and strategy behind it. It's like, oh, that's brilliant. And then they worship each other. They worship each other for being liars. It blows my mind that everyone's okay with it. And then it's fine. People are going to get away with it. The problem, or at least I think it's probably not a good sign, is that people respect it. They respect that game, playing the game this way. I'm just like, what is this going to lead to? I don't know. It's just crazy to me. The only person with the perfect moral compass is the Lord Jesus Christ. Yeah. He's our only hero, and he saved us from everything. Yeah. And that's the ideal. That's what we're trying to be like, or at least that's, I don't know if people knew. I mean, like, that's thanks for bringing that up. Like the whole Jesus Christ thing and the mocking of him. Olympics, apparently Deadpool also has examples of blasphemy. And my position on it is that it's actually a good thing. Would you like to go to an island? That's funny. You actually made an account. Epstein, yeah, that's funny. Wow. Is it too soon? I don't think so. That's funny. That's really funny. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, marketing is just lying these days, and everyone admires it. And I don't get it. I don't understand why people are like, don't see the problem with this. I've been toying with this idea of like, it's not enough to win. How you win matters. This comes from the line in Ender's Game. I've only watched the movie. I haven't read the book, but where the commander is telling Ender, like, it doesn't matter that, because if you don't know the story, Ender, it's kids given military command on fighting an alien race. And I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but at some point the commander's like, it doesn't matter, we won. And then Ender replies, the way we win matters. Now, the only way at least so far I've been thinking about it, the only way to make the case for why it matters the way you win is the moral case, the Jesus case. But how do you make the secular case for the way you win mattering? I haven't quite figured that out yet. Jesus fully did, like a 1v everyone. Yeah, actually, he really did a 1v everyone. I mean, he had a little bit of support, but it was basically him versus everyone. Marketing is awesome. It's empathy and understanding as its finest, but yes, make it ethical. Yo, Kirko, what's up, man? That's the thing. Here's the thing with marketing, though. A majority of it isn't ethical, at least from my view. Maybe I'm not the one to judge on this stuff, but like if you're misleading people to get a sale, if you're lying to people in mass to get a sale, if you admire this type of behavior also, like, I don't know, how is any of it right? Grassroots marketing is fire. See, that's interesting. Don't mislead, don't lie. Okay. Like, and where's the line? Where's the line? It's not complicated. Here's the thing. When it comes to like bigger entities doing this stuff, there's no one person responsible. So everything everything gets justified. And so like the pharmaceutical company who, downplays the side effects, here's the thing. Like I think we've talked about this before where in business, the first thing that usually goes out the window is morality because it comes at a cost. And so when it's a corporation, there's no one person responsible unless the founder's really, really involved. When it's a corporation or a board, it's easy to like justify unethical. But whose ethics are you using? That's the thing. I think the Bible's a really good source for that, but grassroots marketing is fire though. That's what I'm trying to do with these wallets though. Like, yeah, I'm spending money on ads or whatever, but I include a $2 bill with every order. I'm now including the NFC tags, the shape memory metals at a good price. I don't charge tax because I don't like the idea that you see the sticker price and then you have to pay extra. I hate that. I like the way the Europeans do that. I don't like Europeans get a lot of things wrong, but that's one thing they get right. The sticker price is what you pay, and I like that, and I cover tax. And then I also cover shipping too. And now I'm working on the app, by the way. I actually built my own private API. It's kind of cool. It's very simple, but it works. And so now I'm like building the pieces of this app, and it's cool to like do. Don't mislead, don't lie. It's not complicated. The Bible is marketing. Jesus is marketing. Jesus is grassroots. The Bible is grassroots. Jesus is grassroots. Grassroots. There's a difference, I think, versus modern marketing. Like here's the thing: modern marketing is like, can you use? Usually, like I don't know. We can get deep into to marketing if you guys want, but dang. Back to stage. Sorry. Like I said, you gain a lot from being a bad person. Sadly, yeah. Companies are also scared of investing in good marketing because it doesn't show clear ROI. Yeah, that's another thing. This is why I really like Rory Sutherland because he makes this case. He's a marketer from the UK, but in a sort of like, or he runs an advertising agency. And so his positions on this are like far more ethical, but also makes the case for how, yeah, the irrational thing, like performance marketing is the common thing now because of social platforms and ad platforms and all that. But there's something to be said about trying the thing that doesn't make sense. And I kind of want to experiment with that. Because I think there might be untapped value in taking a different approach instead of ROI. But yeah, you're right. Like a lot of companies or people who run companies are too logical and rational. They're not open to a creative ideas that go against typical rational decisions when it comes to this stuff. What does grassroots? What is grassroots? It's basically the people. Yeah, word of mouth. This is essentially that's what I'm trying to do with these wallets. If my strategy works, including the reason why I include the $2 bill for two reasons. One, it's cool. I like that it's the only wallet on the market that comes pre-installed with money. But secondly, it's marketing. I want people to show it off. A $2 bill is rare to people. And so I imagine people would be like, yo, check this out. I got this $2 bill. And they'd be like, where did you get it from? Boom. Word of mouth. It's like or they really, this is why I've been putting a lot of effort into the design of the wallet. I still don't think it's got to its final form, Super Saiyan form, but it's really close. I've added so many things to it, but people are still buying it, which is cool. And once it gets to its final form, I think it's also going to get to its final price. So it's commensurate, whatever. But I want the product to be so good that people share it with each other. And word of mouth is essentially what I'm going for. And it is the best form of marketing if you can achieve it. And that requires a supreme product with a good rollout and elements of virality there. And I've gotten a taste of that with content. So I'm trying to bring it to product design. There's ways to experiment with targeted marketing. Yeah, I'm sure. Like so far I've just been using meta ads and hit and a miss. Sometimes they're great. Like 1 week will be awesome and just like, yo, my customer acquisition costs are so low. And then other weeks would just be really terrible. And I'm just like, there's no consistency. And here's the thing, they could just be lying to me. It's a black box. Yeah, they have pixel tracking, whatever. And yeah, you can use third parties, but in the end, like, do you know if they're actually showing it to the right people? You're trusting them. In which case I'm just like, maybe I have to take a more proactive approach instead of like just doing conversion targeting. Instead, it's like take an awareness approach. Also, I don't know. I'm thinking about ideas, but what is one market that a single company just dominates in? Add a knife to your wallet. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that for the Ridge wallet. I'm surprised Ridge, this is the biggest player in the game right now. Ridge wallets. I bought this on Facebook Marketplace from a guy who was gifted this. This is a lot of their sales are gifts. And so that's an interesting thing about these wallets here. They're often gifted. And that's the interesting thing about men in particular. Men don't typically buy wallets for themselves. They're gifted wallets. And if they are gifted a wallet, they only use it. They never replace it, or they barely replace it, which is an issue. So it's a terrible market to go after. But if I can pull this off, I think it'd be pretty crazy and kind of cool and kind of like a show of even when it seems impossible, you can still do things if you use the right strategy. But this type of wallet makes sense for like a knife that could like pull out. I don't know how I would incorporate that. Maybe like an attachment or something. I don't know. It would be cool though. I'll consider that, Black Jesus. Because I think there's no market with one dominant company. I mean, Google is a good example of dominating search, at least for now. UK buyers up. Okay. I can say that I'm British. Okay. My dad has had the same wallet since 1996. Yeah, that's the tough thing about wallets. I'm going for minimalist, so that's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, wallets are not a good product because the thing is I have to convince people. This is why I'm going in the technology focused route. That's why I do the NFC tag here. That's why I have the shape memory metals here, where you can bend it and it comes back. Normal metal doesn't do that. Normal metal doesn't do that. And then I'm also thinking like, what else could I do with this? And then maybe additional products once I get this off the ground to a big number. But yeah, I don't know, man. Selling to men is tough. Tesla had a monopoly on electric vehicles for a minute. Yeah, they were heavily subsidized though. That's the thing. Like that federal tax rebate or credit or whatever, subsidizing the cost of their vehicles helps a lot. This is the unfortunate thing about government assistance. It kind of just pushes things in advance sooner than they should. Like, I think eventually all cars will be electric. I mean, from a mechanical point of view, they're simpler to run. They last longer. Wear and tear is less. Replacing parts is easy. Like, battery aren't quite where we need them to be, but I mean, over time, I think they'll become more and more efficient. Obviously, there's infrastructure issues that have to be solved still. And I think that's the problem, like pushing them too early, and government assistance allowing these things to exist sooner than they should. They still have the best EVs on the market. Well, have you heard of, is it BYD from China? I don't know. Like BYD cars, yeah, they don't have self-driving or anything like that, but or at least I guess Tesla doesn't technically have full self-driving yet, but I think they're the closest in the game. But BYD, a Chinese electric car company, they specialize in batteries. That's how the company started selling batteries. I think to smartphones back in the day, or not even smartphones, cell phones. And they eventually bought a auto company, and now they roll out electric cars in China and overseas. Check out BYD. They have a. It's interesting. So their cars are pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know if Tesla's the best in America. American government will have them banned in America soon. Then yeah, there's definitely going to be an import issue for sure. But they are the best in America, I guess, if you want to say Teslas are the best in America. But BYD, yeah, I'm not sure. They don't trust anything from bricks. Yeah, it is what it is. Like, yo, what's good? You still here, man? You still here? Um, we're talking about electric cars right now. Are you someone who would drive an electric car, Jose? He seems like he would drive a Nissan Leaf. Jose seems like a Nissan Leaf type of dude. BYD is fire, but the U.S. will put 1,000% tariff if they ever sell here. Probably, man. Yeah, it's like tit for tat, kind of. I think. I don't know. Tesla would be number one with slave labor. Yeah, I have a Jeep Rubicon. Oh, okay. You're a Jeep kind of guy. I would get a Tesla truck though. The Cybertruck? You would get the Cybertruck? I don't know. I feel like that's a little too radical for you. Yeah. I know a lot of my friends aren't keen on EVs, but they are so much better. Yeah, mechanically speaking, man, like it's crazy in comparison when you, I don't know how many of you are engineers out here, but when you understand like the internal combustion engine and all the elements and what exactly is happening, the timing of these little mini explosions, the fuel, how it moves about, all the subsystems necessary to make an engine even work. It's a miracle that these work and they work consistently for hundreds of thousands of miles. Engineering is crazy, but the fact that electric cars exist is so much more appealing from a design and mechanical standpoint because it's so much simpler. You get you get maximum torque at 0 RPM, which is why it lurches so. The acceleration is so great. Like there's no you don't man we could talk about engine design right now if you guys want. Like those of you who don't know, I was a mechanical engineer, studied mechanical engineering. Like I had to learn all the like thermodynamic cycles for different forms of engines and efficiency rates and all that stuff. It's like crazy how complicated a car is. It's like, man, if people understood the complexity of a car, you would probably not, you'd be more great, you'd offer more grace to your mechanic because you'd be realizing like, this is a crazy machine and it's crazy that it works. Yeah, that Cybertruck is tough. Yeah, it's the Tesla with the gull-wing doors is pretty dope. Yeah. Yeah, I think I heard Elon say once that he regretted that design because like he does things because they're cool, not because they're practical. He's like, from an engineering point of view, there's so many things you have to solve. You have to have these sensors so it doesn't collide with anything. Anytime you do anything different from the norm, especially at scale for production, you're going to pay a price for it. And so like you have to build custom parts, repairability is tough. They break all the time. They look really cool and the dance is awesome, but man, you really pay a price when you want to do something different just because it's cool. But I like that sort of engineering. I like that sort of creative energy where you're just like, let's just do it because it's cool. That's reason enough to do it. And so you do it. So yeah, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Yeah. But yeah, cars are tough. Cars are tough. Even electric cars, as simple as, even as, I don't know, it would be a lit commuter car. Yeah. That's the thing. Like electric cars do make sense for commuter cars, as commuter cars. Um, I think there is a sort of infrastructure issue. Here's the thing: what I'm noticing, like, I'm trying to commute in a 1500 trail bus, though. Yeah, yeah. Here's the thing: I think it'd be interesting. So, like, the state of California offers like is transitioning to like renewable energies, whatever. And I got into the solar industry a little bit, just a little bit. I spent like a few weeks working with some of the guys there who are selling solar in California, the rooftop solar stuff. And so there's like this whole rebate program where the power company will pay you for the electricity that you're supplying back to the grid. But the problem is, enough people started putting solar panels on their roofs that now they were receiving too much power back. And so now they changed the incentives on electricity. But I'm thinking, what if this excess electricity you can somehow funnel into electric vehicles specifically that demand a lot of energy? Move those electrons in those battery packs to sort of like, I don't know. So, like, I don't know. It's just interesting how that works. We could talk about solar. Solar's interesting. Yeah. Why hate? What's up, man? But yeah, energy. Energy is really interesting. And Tesla Powerwalls. I mean, the Powerwall is just an inverter, right? It's not actually a battery pack. I guess if you consider the car the battery pack, that would be very interesting. Here's a problem. Like, peak energy generation for a solar array on a house is during the middle of the day when people are away from home. You see the problem here? People are away from home, which means they probably took their car. So, what if there was a way, maybe there needs to be some sort of like relay station or some way to funnel the power from these residential neighborhoods into some sort of charging location that doesn't go directly to the power plant, you know? Or maybe I'm oversimplifying it. Maybe it has to all go. But I mean, it's all just like managing a load. So, I don't know. Tesla Powerwall. What is the Powerwall? Oh, it is the actual battery. Hmm. It's an actual battery. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, like if the home battery thing could be solved, because home batteries are expensive. If the cost of those can dramatically drop, I think it can make the viability of solar. I like the idea of solar because it brings closer the promise or the ability to live off grid. Off grid, I think the independent libertarian side of me, I think, is it likes the appeal of that. I'm in the UK. It's 3 a.m. for me right now, so I'm gonna go to sleep now. Good night, bro. Yeah, good night, man. I didn't realize you were. Yeah, dang. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, man. But yeah, energy is interesting. If you can solve, this is why, like, I prefer nuclear from a technological point of view, because then, like, so I don't know, solar panels I think are useful if you're building in the middle of nowhere, or if you're like rural makes sense. Solar rural makes sense, but in a city, nuclear makes a lot more sense. And if the French are doing it, surely we should be able to do it at scale. That's what I think. I mean, these guys are crazies who do weird things at the Olympics, and they have nuclear. We can't let that happen, guys. Have you guys been watching the Olympics? I've just been seeing a bunch of clips on social media of like random events that I would never watch ever. It's like a lot of ping pong stuff, a lot of. I think I saw one that was badminton. You don't rock with electric cars? I do. I don't have one. I think it would be cool to have one just for. I mean, I don't really care about cars that much. I'm not a car guy, Like I like the machine. I like building them. I like putting them together. I like fixing them. But I don't like a car's a car to me. Like no, I haven't. Oh yeah, it's crazy how similar the Olympics align with the Hunger Games concept. Does it? Hunger Games. Hunger Games. Hunger Ga- I mean, kinda. I guess. I mean, let's see. Uh, the country consists of wealthy capital. Uh, yeah. How does poverty and wealth play into the Olympics? I'm sure it does. I just don't see it. Could definitely see it as a vehicle for world war and devastation. Yeah. I think I heard someone say like the Olympics. I don't know. I don't even care to speculate on that, but could definitely see it as a vehicle for world war devastation. I'm not sure. There are eight Palestinians competing. Eight? Is that exciting? Is that a lot or a little? I just bought a natural gas generator that powers my whole house. Hooked it up all myself. Nice. Are you? See, I'm surprised you're not. You're not messing. You don't mess around with Republicans with a move like that. Now you just need to stock up on canned goods, corn, seeds. Buy some MREs ready to go just in case of emergency. I saw a Hummer EV for the first time. It looks baller in real life, really. I'm an independent. Yeah, you're getting closer. You're getting closer. Hummer EV. EV. Dang, that is tough. That is tough. Does a roof come off? Oh, that looks like, wow. Okay. Okay. You're going to blow up the block? Yeah. I vote Republican, Democrat, whoever has America's best interest. The U.S. has 592 athletes this year. That's a lot. That's a lot. Who has the most athletes? Is it America? Who has the most athletes at the Olympics? Yep, the U.S. It's the U.S. Wow, this one says 631. Maybe they don't even know how many people have. There are. Here are the countries most represented. United States 592. France has 573. Australia 460. Germany 428. Japan 403. China 388. Spain 383. All right, let's see. The bottom, Greece has 100. Oh, Black Jesus, we have the most versus eight Palestinian athletes. Wait. Eritrea. How many Olympic athletes? 2024. 14. Yeah. 14 athletes. Who who has the fewest athletes in the Olympics? 2024. Belize, a country I don't know how to pronounce in Nauru, and Somalia are sending just one athlete to compete in the games. But it is a relative, but it is relative to the size of the country and how advanced and the amount of sport related resources we have. Yeah. And now it's the question about poverty and power and Olympic representation again. Ah, okay. That's interesting. That is interesting. That's a fair point. And they're all blood doping. Yeah, you know there's a lot of cheating going on. I hear boxing is very corrupt, but maybe I am missing the moral of the story. Check out how many Guatemala has, not Argentina. Oh, I was about to check Argentina. At this point, I don't know what you are. How many Guatemalan athletes in the Olympics? 16. All right. Wait, but what about Argentinian? Argentina has 136. You might as well just switch to Argentini. Uh, yeah, you might as well just switch countries for now. Argentina. 16, not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. I don't know. It's interesting how nationalistic people get around this time. It's like, yeah, America. It's hard for me to get excited about U.S. basketball. It's just like, y'all supposed to win. Like, we're excited. I don't know. Just like, I saw a clip of LeBron James. I think he dunked it or something. Like it was he might have made a move or whatever. I don't know. It was just a point of celebratory thing, and he does the. I think he celebrated or whatever, and then Curry comes up like, yeah. It's like, who are y'all playing? Serbia? Like, come on, bro. Don't get excited when you're supposed to win. I don't know. Like, did you guys see all the clips of South Sudan? Almost they lost to the U.S. by 1 point. Yeah, exactly. It's just like y'all shouldn't be excited. And I don't know. Maybe the NBA is kind of fighting for their life right now because it's like, what does that say about the NBA if the top athletes in the NBA? I guess, yeah, a lot of it's international now, but it is what it is. Guatemala only has one medal in its entire history, a silver one. Yeah, it's cool. South Sudan is legit. Yeah. Yeah, all the comment. I don't know. Everyone's getting excited about U.S. basketball. And I just like, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to, I don't know. And the dude that won that silver medal is a god now in Guatemala. Really interesting. NBA and basketball is becoming international. Yeah, yeah. They play the game differently. I mean, let's see. Basketball rankings. You Olympic basketball rankings. Power rankings. We got Japan, Puerto Rico, Brazil, South Sudan in number 9. Let's go. Greece, Spain, Australia, France, Germany, Serbia. Oh, I guess Serbia's ranked pretty well. Canada and the USA. Standings. Standings. Let's see. Men. All right. Oh, so they do a group thing. All right. They need to put basketball back in the Olympics or baseball back in the Olympics. How is breakdancing in the Olympics but not baseball? Baseball's not in the Olympics? I guess maybe there aren't enough countries that play baseball. Best stock tip? Uh, ETFs. Like, I've been thinking like maybe I want to short all the AI stocks just as like a counter. If I could find a way to buy some long-term out of the money leaps, the out of the money options on these AI stocks just to take the under on this stuff. Maybe on Nvidia. Cuz like eventually all these people developing chips for their for AI will eventually catch up maybe. My mom bought 186,000 on AI. Okay. Spain will probably be a good game, maybe. No, it's because it interferes with the MLB schedule. Really? Oh, not you immediately trying to use stock verbiage. I mean leaps. What do they stand for? Leap options. Long-term equity anticipation securities. Like it's options that are dated longer than 1 year. it'd be cool to like. I don't even know how to secure one of those, but it's not something you can get on a standard trading platform, as far as I understand. Some were developing AI, and others R&D form AI. Costco stock, yeah, that's always good too. Did you get married yet? No, not yet. Still engaged though. Yeah, still engaged. Did I get married yet? Are you married? Did I ever ask you that? Should I know that? When is the wedding? Did you switch over to the white Nubian side? No, I didn't switch over to the white Nubian side. When was that? White Nubian. Come on, bro. Wait, that's a win. Still engaged is a win. Yeah. Go to Vegas. Yeah, I actually was at Vegas with her before the engagement, which, I mean, yeah, it could have happened if we were feeling loose and adventurous. That could have happened. It was a good time, actually. Bruno Mars, check him out. I was surprised how good the performance was. Wubian. That's funny. That's really funny, Kirko. There you go, Jose. You should start calling them Wubians. Um, I wanted her to invest in Disney stock. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I like the idea of like doing the counterplay. How much in debt is Bruno Mars? I don't know if any of that was true, but I can't imagine he would still be in debt. I mean, gambling. I don't know, man. Gambling's a crazy thing. Like I saw this whole Twitter beef about gambling, and it was this Orthodox Christian who was promoting gambling, in his on his Twitter feed, but then also moralizing himself as like a good Christian. And it's just like, I don't know. I think you kind of miss the plot on that if you're literally advocating and spreading greed and lust for money. I think lust is beyond just this sexual stuff. It's also it's desire. Wubi, and I like that. Yeah, seen Bruno Mars in a charity concert on Big Island of Hawaii after the second eruption. Oh, would you be down to learn how to golf? Yeah, I mean, I have golf clubs. That was my intention behind getting them, to learn to golf because it's the sport of business, right? I just have to put the work in. Um, Fun fact, gambling causes more people to unalive themselves than any other addiction. Interesting. Yeah. And this is the beef between these two guys. One of them, he's not as openly Orthodox Christian, but he was like pointing out the hypocrisy of this guy. It's like, how are you calling yourself a Christian, taking the Lord's name, and then also promoting uh, gambling and the destruction of families and people that comes from gambling, and how the people have become desensitized, or gambling has become a lot more acceptable now than it ever was, and it's more accessible and easy to lose all your money, and they're rigged games. They're literally rigged games in favor of the house. And so it's like, when gambling was, you had to go to Vegas, it was a weekend. Yeah, you lose money, but it was all in fun and everyone understood moderation. And now you can gamble away your entire net worth on your phone. And everything has become gambling. Everything's centered around gambling. It's crazy. Let's do it. Oh, okay. My middle-aged wealthy men have country club memberships. Okay. Yeah. Leave the man alone. He's engaged. Yeah, leave the man alone. I'm engaged. Yeah, Black Jesus. He respects. Yeah, leave the man alone. Oh, respect my engagement, Jord. I have eyes and a heart for one woman only. He's engaged. You could have at least invited him and his fiance. Yeah, you could have. What? Yeah, I hope she's not watching this. So yeah. Nah, she out of pocket. Yeah, I get it. She is definitely out of pocket for sure. Like, how you trying to like slide in right now in public? In public? In public? That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, I'm only gonna golf with her. She's gonna be coming soon, so yeah, maybe that's something we could do. We can go golfing. Back to gambling though, it's literally the devil's playground. I agree. Yeah, especially like from the Christian perspective, it's like, or any religious perspective. Maybe, yeah, she wants to show you how to putt from behind. All right, you didn't really have to take it there, dog. Maybe I can show her how to putt. I could show her how to drive. I don't know. That doesn't quite work. Show her how to swing. Or maybe she already knows. I don't even, I never asked her if she knows how to golf. But definitely do a driving range thing. So, I don't know. Surprised you guys are sticking with this, though. This live stream. I don't know. But yeah, gambling is, I guess we're all in agreement. I don't know. It was just interesting reading this thread of like this guy trying to defend. Well, he wasn't really trying to defend. He was just dodging the whole idea. She wants you to show her how to hole in one. There you go. There you go. Is your wife Habesha? No, she's not. She's black. And she's not my wife yet. Although it does feel like we're married though. She wants the birdie. Yeah, this guy, he got all the puns. Yeah. Have you ever gone golfing with your girl, Jose? I mean, I see you guys in the nightclub dancing and you're on a live stream at the same time, but have you ever shown her the birdie? She wants the long drive. Oh, there you go. Are you Googling this stuff now? Nah, we're Hispanic. We don't golf. Oh, yeah. You guys play football, right? Or soccer? Is that how that works? Or, yeah, just play soccer. They garden. No, they do lawn. No, I'm not gonna. That's. Oh man, you know they're running their lawnmowers in the morning. Um, that trimmers, you gotta have those. I don't know. They garden. That's funny. uh, she wants the flop shot. What's a flop shot? We drive cabs. What do you mean we drive cabs? Like a Habesha thing? Or a, yeah, it's a Habesha thing, huh? A lot of them do drive cabs, weirdly enough. That is weird. It's like one guy gets into it and then all of them get into it. So like all the people in like one airport are all Habesha because they all got each other the job. So you can say something, at least a thing, commendable thing to say about the Habesha community. Like they look out for each other in this strange world, in strange parts. She never commented again after we called her out. Yeah. Um, she's still here though. She's probably, yeah, you scared her away. Like like every other racial group. Do you think other white guys don't do that? White people don't do that for each other. White people don't do that for each other. Other racial groups, yeah, but white people don't. Or like white Americans don't. Certain white Americans might, maybe the Italians or the Russians, but white people don't do that for each other generally. Uh, Maybe not. I don't know. I don't think they do. I don't know. Whites in other countries do, yeah. Because like in other countries, it's white isn't a good description of what they are. Because like People in France don't consider themselves the same type of white as like Italians. Italians are Italians. Like there's distinction in the whiteness, but in America they're all the same, I guess. Shamed her into having manners. Yeah. So whites are interesting. Yeah. Have you ever spent any time in the South? Just drive through there and enjoy some Southern cooking, or like through the middle of the country. It's worth an exploration. At least taking a road trip. I'm from. Oh, you're from the South. Okay. Yeah. Like I don't know. A lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about the South. Oh, you're from New Orleans. Okay, I didn't know that. Or maybe I did know that, and it's been a minute. But yeah, I don't know. Do you find like have you experienced racism in Texas? No, I haven't. Like I don't know. No, I can't say I have. At least nothing over. Everyone's super friendly. Like so far, everyone's friendly. People on the road can be a little weird. Like they're just reckless on the roads. But I was at I don't know, the tax collector's office. I think that's where I needed to get license plates for my car. I put it off too long, and I just needed to go there. Yeah, it's super. It's basically a DMV, but it's not a DMV. I don't even know. But basically, you go there to get your plates, and yeah, like most DMVs, it's just a terribly long wait. But I get up there, and ladies like nothing but friendly and cheerful or whatever. Any other time I've been to any DMV anywhere else, it's usually someone. Actually, I can't say that. Sometimes they're miserable behind the counter. Sometimes they're not. I want to buy a home in Fort Worth. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. The heat here is just like it is overbearing. Like I've been waking up super early in the morning to go for long walks because I can't, or I have to wait till nighttime to go do it. I don't know the heat here. As far as like people are cool. People are friendly, but maybe it's just the Christian people I've been hanging out with that are super friendly. Um, yeah. Uh, all right. We're approaching 2 hours and 30 minutes. Um, do you guys have any last topics, or we can end the night? Well, I set an appointment last week that I was going to do this at 7 p.m. every Sunday, so that now we have a set time. 7 p.m.s on Sundays, I will be live. Now, I only joined at exactly 7 p.m. on TikTok because I made the promise last week, but I think I like the idea of like doing at least 20 or 30 minutes on YouTube and Twitch first and then joining on TikTok. So expect me on TikTok at around 7:30 on a Sunday for the following weeks. But yeah, I don't know if I have much more for today, and I'm definitely feeling the exhaustion. And I don't want to keep you guys up too much longer. It's about 9:30 here, and hope you guys. I think this is a good way to end it. But if you guys have any last comments, put it in the chat. I don't know who's watching on Twitch. If that's you, Rack, or Danny Chat. Thanks for watching. For all of you watching here, it's nice seeing you here. Black Jesus, Lewis, I'm at Bussies, Robel, Kirko, Jose, all you guys. Thanks for coming here this Sunday, and have a good and productive week. Enjoy the Olympics as best as you can. Try not to let politics bring you down or get you too angry. A lot of it does not matter. Most things in life don't matter. So don't worry. Be happy. Follow God. Like I don't really have. I should probably dedicate some time to work on an ending thing so that it's like you guys know it and you guys know it's the end. But all right, everyone, have a good night. Have a good night. Thank you for joining me this Sunday, and catch you guys Next week, Sunday, probably 7:30 on TikTok for you guys. And then I might live stream sometime earlier in the week. I haven't decided how committed I want to be on that. But otherwise, have a good night, everyone. Bye. Let's end the stream here.